Will democracy survive the next couple of years?
Access to Democracy is made possible by donations from the following organizations. Thomson Reuters, a global company with expertise and insight to unravel complex situations in the areas of law, tax, compliance, government, and media. Their worldwide network of journalists and editors keep customers up to speed on relevant global events. Thomson Reuters, The Answer Company. Crutchfield Dermatology, a full-service treatment center and Medi-Spa in Eagan. Their goal is to help you look good and feel great with beautiful skin. With service built around courtesy, dignity, and respect, Mayo-trained Dr. Charles Crutchfield personally treats each patient and is acknowledged as one of the nation's best physicians. Truestone Financial, with locations in Minnesota and Wisconsin, has proudly served its members since 1939. Truestone engages, educates, and supports its members to ensure they have the tools to empower their financial well-being. Truestone Financial, your neighborhood credit union. Learn more at truestone.org. Edina Eye Physicians and Surgeons, a division of Twin Cities Eye Consultants, has proudly served the Twin Cities for more than 55 years now, in 7 convenient locations. Using the most advanced technology combined with human touch, Edina Eye offers comprehensive services and dedicated specialists committed to excellence, with innovative procedures and expertise for the most advanced eye care.
Welcome to Access to Democracy. Alan Miller with you as usual, and we have a first-time guest. Interesting situation, how I came upon copyright printing, and Leon Hendrickson, who is representing them here today, and I don't know if he's the president of the organization or exactly what he holds, but he put together a really interesting business that's tucked away off Dodd Road, hidden behind some trees, and off 3 and 149 in a commercial building. But when you find it, it opens up an entire plethora of really not only printing, but other products. So Leon, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on, Alan.
And well, you know, you do so much there, and you have done so many different things, not only for me, but for others, that I think yours is a secret that should be exposed really further to the public. Now, how did copyright printing come about?
Well, we bought it, me and a gentleman named Scott Espy bought it in July of '98. We worked for Copyright Printing. It was a small outfit. It was the 2 of us and the owner. And we were pretty young then, in our 30s, and we were anxious to get our own place. So we built the business and then bought it from him. And we brought in a third partner who was more of a sales type marketing. So the 3 of us built it from there. We bought him out in 2007, the other partner, but me and Scott Espy, and we have a third partner we added on since then, Scott Smith. And so we've been together, and we all work every day in the business, and we have a team.
It's a huge operation. And you also have other people working for you. So when you walk in, then there could be like any one of 10 people who come forward to really. Where did you find all these people and put them together into this business?
A lot of them we knew in the business. And when we bought our own, we brought them in with us. Many of them have been here for 20 years. And most of them that you've dealt with they've been friends of ours probably even before we owned the business, and they were pros that we worked with. So we brought them in, and our philosophy has always been that we don't want to manage people. We want to hire people who manage themselves. We've been really fortunate to have the people who've stuck with us. It's a good place to work. Everybody just works hard, and it's worked out well for us.
Now, one of the things I have to say about copyright is that you don't walk in and get overwhelmed with salesmanship. What they do quickly, professionally, and inexpensively. I mean, I walked in with, for instance, some transcripts of a story that I had written, a novel I had written, and I needed copies. I said, when should I come back for it? And I was told, how much time have you got? Well, I walked out with the copies within probably 30 to 40 minutes. And I wasn't overwhelmed with the price from some of the outfits around that charge outrageous prices for making copies. Now, you have tremendous amount of equipment there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and what equipment you have?
Sure. When we started in 98, it was a whole different world, right? Putting ink on paper was how people communicated. The internet was just coming out, email. So we had offset presses. You put the ink in, you make the plates, you run them. We had probably 7 or 8 of those. As we grew, we had 5 or 6 pressmen working around the clock. And that has just evolved now into digital printing. Now we have 1 press operator, 2 presses, but we have our digital print department has expanded, and that's how we run it. So our core competency is probably printing and mailing, and also fulfillment. Right, our largest accounts, we print their product, and then we get orders from their clients, and we ship them all over the country. And the vertical would probably be we're in religion and education, special education for math and reading. So we make the curriculum, and the schools or the churches they come in on our site, and then we pick and pack them. So we're printing them, sticking them on the shelf. Some things we do on demand. Most of the stuff we will print ahead of time and then ship them out. So that's probably our core business. And then we also do a lot of mailing, some utility for some cities, municipalities. And we also, we get lucky once in a while. People like you are fascinating people walk in the door. It's not what we have a lot of, but we enjoy working with, enjoy getting to know you.
I walked in one day with 2 photographs, and I said, I need these put in an invitation with a creative opening. And somebody in there made the creative opening, went ahead and did a terrific job for us, quickly and professionally and inexpensively. And we had our 4 dozen or whatever it was, invitations.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad it worked out well for you.
I don't know who the creative genius is that did the front work there, but it was very impressive, and we got a lot of compliments on it.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate that. We have a couple of us that do the creative. So,
is it easier today, with IT being what it is, to create things where you don't have to sit down and draw? You really can draw upon or call upon just about anything.
For sure. Yeah, it's much, much easier. That business has changed so much. In the front end, there's whole areas of craftsmen who took negatives and stripped them up to create these color prints on the presses. My brother was one of them, and they made good money, and they were highly skilled. And when the desktop computers came out, that just went away. He had to learn the computer then. But it was kind of a shame that these people, they're like construction work, someone who was really a skilled and gifted people.
It's like 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
What about election time? Do you find yourselves overwhelmed with material for elections?
It goes from year to year. We usually have a fair amount. We would definitely like more. That hasn't been a niche we've had a lot of contacts in, but we do definitely do a lot of overflow for people on that, and definitely interested in it for sure.
And you could do everything, I understand, from a brochure to a large banner, for
Oh, yeah.
instance. Yeah.
Yeah, we do that all in-house. We have a lot of equipment coming from our little, I think when we bought the shop, it was 3,000 square feet. We were right in downtown St. Paul, right down by the airport there in that little park. There's a little industrial park. And then we moved a couple different places as we grew. And then we're in 20,000 square feet now. We built this in 2003. So then we were able to stop.
Really, it's a big operation. He has a conference room if you have to sit down with people and iron out what they want and how you're going to do it. There's a big conference room when you walk in, as well as the printing, which is hidden in the back, and a bunch of people who will quickly come to the desk and meet your needs.
Yeah, that's our mentality, and our people are just fantastic. It's just, whatever it takes, their motto. So
now, if I wanted postcards and brochures, I could go to Copyright, right?
Certainly. Yep. You can come in, you can email. That's another thing that's changed in this business, is so much of the communication is electronic, and the file work and everything.
Or a targeted mailing for a certain area or a certain group of people.
Yes, you can do, income level, household. You can do every door direct mail where it's a whole neighborhood. They all get them. There's many different ways to make the mail list targeted.
What about apparel and promotional items? I want T-shirts that say a certain amount of thing. And I know we've used Shirtworks in Eagan for years. But
sure.
They are, in a way, a competitor of yours, I guess. Yeah.
It's probably not our core competency, but we do it every day. We do promotional items in shirts, embroidered, printed. And, I certainly, if you use them, I don't like to take business. I like that you're loyal to the people if they're taking care of you.
Yeah, we're Democrats, so we know loyalty. As opposed to the world as it is today, which doesn't seem to have loyalty. But you do things like coffee mugs and giveaways and office products and the whole novelty, even down to water bottles and things that, if necessary.
Yeah, we do that. We're very good at it. We can set up the art, get you proofing. So the trick in that business is making sure that what you get in the end looks like what you thought it was going to look like, because that can really be a trick. It might look completely different once it's on the water bottle and you get it in your hand. So
I walked in with something that was not 3-holed, but I said, can we put this on 3-hole paper? And boom, it was done. And I walked out with it on 3-hole paper. Now, I assume I could have had you just ship that out to the people that I wanted to see it also.
Yeah, we should do that all the time. Yeah, our UPS guys, he'll spend 45 minutes loading his truck someday. There's a lot of packages back there. So
what are the differences in the business when you started? You've told us some of them. I guess computer and learning computers is certainly a big part of it.
Oh, it was, a very big part, very big. And, it's taken a lot of, that's probably our biggest competitor is technology, right? That the sharing of information electronically is so efficient. But we found a niche. So I think the biggest difference is like I said, the offset printing, larger runs. Color printing was a big deal. It was very expensive when we started. You wouldn't go get 10 copies of a color brochure, because you'd have to make it worthwhile. You'd have to get 5,000.
And
today it's you just print them digitally. Think of an office printer that you just print to, except our printers are more robust and color correct, print on heavy stocks, 2 sides. So,
and the invitations that you did for us, for instance, ended up with color printing.
Yeah, and that was a digital print. Right.
And not only that, but with the photographs on the inside.
Yeah.
And when I saw the proof, I said, let's go with it. But I was told, no, I don't like the way one of these pictures looks. We're gonna refine it. And so you took it back, and actually you did refine it, and it came out looking much sharper.
Yeah, and then that's probably Marty you were probably dealing with, and
Yes, that's
he's
right.
that he has a great eye. I show stuff to him all the time and say, "What's wrong with this?" Because I won't see it, and he'll go, "Do this and this." So he's got a gift for that. That's for sure.
Well, that shows the expertise of the different people that you have in there, which makes it a sort of one-stop shopping.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And we got gifted people like him in back that you would never see. So we have a team of them that are just fantastic.
Now, what's the equipment that's in the back, that's hidden in the back there?
It's printing presses, a whole bunch of bindery equipment from collators, staplers to big trimmers, guillotine cutters, slitters, creasers, digital copiers. Next time you're in, I'll take you through, and I'm happy to show you around what we have.
Okay, we certainly would look forward to that. What about video? I know you were doing video production for a while. I don't know if you're still doing that or not.
We were doing it. We had our salesman was really good at it. When COVID came, he was a vulnerable person, and he decided to completely step aside. And hoping he'd come back, but he hasn't yet. He might have moved on. So that's kind of that. It was kind of his competency, and we had gotten into it and did some, and they turned out fantastic. So
Videos certainly are the way of now. And, you can throw a video right up on the computer or on a program like this.
oh yeah, absolutely. I work in Premiere. I do some video. I do for my son's wedding. I did some videos. So I enjoy it. I love doing that, but I'm not really proficient at it where you wouldn't want to pay me for my time, how long it takes me. But it's really fun, the end product you get from them and the stuff you can do, like in a program like Adobe Premiere. It's pretty amazing.
So how do you get yourself better known? I mean, you're known in the industry, but you're probably not that well known in the community. And other than the fact that this program is going to go out to 35 cities all over southern Minnesota, as far as Duluth, but what do you do to get yourself known?
Mostly what it's been since the beginning is word of mouth, and we're largely business to business. So we don't do a lot of we're probably not set up as much to do work for the public that walk in, even though you did it and we love doing it for you, right? And we love meeting people like you. And so we're certainly there for it, but we do our own targeted mailings also. And but when we try to retain the clients we have, and people love to recommend you if you're good, just like you're doing. And we found that is just that's the best way we have, and it's worked for us for 20 some years. We're still here. So,
in a world that's sort of a dog eat dog world, it's refreshing to find an outfit that's accommodating, that's reasonably priced, that is straight from the shoulder, that will do what they say they're going to do, when they say they're going to do it, at the price that they say they're going to do it. And really, that's the reason we have you on here today, because I think our viewers are entitled to know that you exist. And even if they have a little trouble finding you.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. It means a lot. And it's not easy to do that, right? It takes a lot of hard work and effort and energy from everybody. But, it makes me feel good when I hear from people like you that what we're doing is working.
Now, if politicians come in with a mailing list and they want certain segment of the population to get these mailings, you do something like that also?
Oh, yeah. Yep, definitely. Yeah, we do that quite often. So, and we have, like we say, in 2007, we had bought out our partner in the printing side. Well, we merged with Lone Oak Mailing and Scott Smith, and he's a mailing company, and we became one. So there's three of us that own it, but he came from mailing. His dad started that business, and they're a part of us now. So he loves talking mailing. He'll talk to me mailing until my eyes glaze over when I'm talking about lists. But he's good. So if anybody has anything, he's the guy for sure.
Mailing has become a much more expensive proposition, however.
Yeah. For the postage, definitely has gone up. The other bit, we run pre-sorted lists where we get a discount. So if you do a pre-sort, even first class or pre-sort standard, takes a little longer. You get a substantial discount off the postage because we do all the pre-sort. We have the software that ties in with the USPS, and we deliver them to the big, huge mail center they have in Eagan here.
Well, that's an important thing for people to know.
Yeah.
And because it would certainly cut down the cost of a 55-cent stamp, which is going to go to a 58 or 59-cent stamp, I think this month. I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, it's hard to keep track of. Again, my partner would know, but yeah, you get a substantial discount when you pre-sort. I mean, I want to say 30-cent range, for mailing postcards or whatever. So that's just kind of a round number, so the discount. But
is there a lot of competition?
A lot of competition. Yeah. And a lot less than there used to be, for sure. Because, this business has been tough. But like I say, our biggest competition is technology. And a lot of our local competition, we're friends with them. We have printers we work back and forth with, and there's plenty to go around.
You mentioned the fact that the fellow who did your video was hit by the pandemic, or at least he chose to take himself out of circulation. So how did the pandemic hit your business?
It was pretty rough, Alan. It was, I remember that weekend when it hit sometime in March? Man, it was scary. Man, it was scary for us because, we're a small business and we don't take lightly just cutting people.
Well, everybody was cutting down or shutting down. Yeah. Restaurants were shutting down. I'm sure you do business for restaurants, and markets were shutting down, and I'm sure you do business with them. And so that had to affect you.
Oh, it did big time. And we had, the PPP loans really helped. And then we could keep our people. So that was a godsend for that. And that kind of got us through. We had a clean shop by the end of that, because we have people in here with not a lot of work. So we're cleaning, which we usually don't have time to do, right? So it's not clean anymore because we're so busy. Everybody's playing catch up, which we're really happy for. So, but it was not a fun time for anyone, right? So.
Well, the economy is coming back from what I read. So obviously you're a testimonial to that.
Yeah. It's been off the charts busy, and we're not fully staffed back. We had a couple of people retire during that time too. So, and we don't like to replace them right away. We wanted to feel out how it came back, because once we hire someone, we really don't like laying people off.
And so, your personnel has been with you for years and years.
Oh yeah.
Was what Marty told me anyway. So
yeah. Almost all of them have been for 15, 20-year range. So
says something for the business. It says something for the ownership. It says something for the management as well.
Yeah. We'd like to think so, for sure. And like we say, they're our friends, and they're hardworking people. So you treat them right, they treat you right, and that's makes it easier for everybody. Sure.
So what else have we not covered that you would like to cover in terms of services that you provide?
I think you pretty much covered it. I was just curious when your book was going to come out, because I want to read that.
My book is with an editor right now. As a matter of fact, you remind me, I have to get in touch with him and find out what he thinks about it.
Okay.
This is a book that started back in almost 10 years, 11 years ago. And it's gone through 3 incarnations since I started it. As things have changed, as characters have changed, as the plot the basic plot hasn't changed, but everything else has changed, hopefully for the better. So
Yeah.
that, I will tell you this, if it doesn't go with a publisher this time, and I have published 2 nonfiction books, I will be self-printing it. I don't know, do you do that?
We do some. If you want hardbound, I could definitely recommend you to some people. Would probably be the way to go that are more experts on that type
The
of
2 that I've done are softbound and
Okay.
nonfiction wise.
Oh, yeah.
One of which was how to conduct a program like this, because we've been around for 23 years and we've done over 2,200 interviews. So,
You're doing something right.
trying to entice others. In fact, I'm trying to slow down, and we haven't had a lot of people come forward who want to do all the tough work.
Right.
To sit in front of the computer, to sit in front of the screen like this and do the interview is the fun part.
Sure.
It's setting it up and the preparation and scheduling and everything else that takes the time. I don't have to tell you because you do the same thing in your business. And when the press is rolling, that's the fun part. That's the end product.
Yeah.
To get to the end product is what takes all the time. And, you need people to volunteer to get that. So if you're ready to come in and do some hosting, we'd be happy to have you.
I wouldn't be near as good at it. You make it look easy, but I know that doesn't mean it is.
You had to see some of the early interviews. And the first one I did was Tim Pawlenty when he was still in the legislature.
Oh, wow.
And I had to step in and do an interview of him that somebody else canceled. And I asked my wife, who's sitting here, who co-produces this with me, and I asked her how I did, and she said, "You had all the personality of a shirt cardboard." So, it's an acquired talent.
For sure, you've come a long way. Absolutely.
But after 23 years of this, I would like to cut it down somewhat and step back, and hopefully that can be possible. In the meantime, we've been talking with Leon Hendrickson of Copyright Printing here in Eagan, and a hidden gem off Dodd Road. I think it's, 3177 Dodd Road?
That's correct. Yeah, that's where we're at.
And in a commercial building, hidden behind a bunch of trees. But if you persevere and you go out and look for it, you will be, I guarantee you, as I have been, very pleased. And Leon, thank you so much for being with us. And it's been a pleasure.
Well, thanks, Alan. Been a pleasure for me as well.